All right, welcome to 6th grade lesson 2.2. This is the last lesson in module 2. This is about least common multiple. So I can identify the least common multiple of two numbers. So multiples might be a new word to you. Kind of sounds like multiply, doesn't it? They're connected. So multiples are the product, and this is a word that means multiplication, of a number multiplied by another number that is not 0. Here's what we mean. If we wanted to know multiples of 10, for example, we can multiply it by another number. 10 times 1 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 10 times 3 is 30, and so on. We could keep going. 10 times 4, 10 times 5, 10 times 6. So the multiples of 10 are 10, 20, 30, etc. A treat is you can find multiples by counting by that number. And we're going to use our multiplication chart to help us out here. So we're going to first find multiples of 3. On our multiplication chart, we talked about how these in white boxes here are factors on top and on the side. And then all of these inside are multiples. So if I want to count by 3s, I'm going to go 3. 3 times 1 is 3, so that would be my first multiple. 3 times 2 is 6, so there's my second multiple. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. Notice I'm just following my 3's. 3 times 6 is 18. We can keep going if we wanted to, but that's probably good for now. So there are some multiples of 3. We also want to find some multiples of 9. So I'm going to go over to my 9's. Here's my 9. 9 times 1 is 9. So there's my first multiple. 9 times 2 is 18. There's my second multiple. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 45. And that's probably good. So all of your multiples, you pick the number you need to count by, and then you just copy down these guys. These are all multiples. And we could keep going forever and ever and ever if we wanted to. Now, sometimes we need to know the smallest multiple that two numbers go into. That's where our least common multiple comes from. So for example, we're going to find the least common multiple, or the LCM, of 6 and 8. Just like with GCF, where we worked backwards, we're going to work backwards here. We'll start with multiples. So let's find multiples of 6, multiples of 8. I'll grab my multiplication chart. Cool. So 6, first multiple of 6 is 6. And then we have 12. Then we have 18, 24, 30, we'll do one more, 36. So there's our multiples of 6. Next, we're going to find our multiples of 8. Here we have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. And I'm going to call that good. All right, so we found our multiples. Next, we have to find the common ones. So we want to look for numbers that show up in the list for 6 and in the list for 8. Well, 8 doesn't show up in the 6 list. 16 doesn't show up in the 6 list. 24 does. And that's it. 32 doesn't show up, and 40 is not on that list right now. So once we find our common multiple, I didn't need to write these other numbers after that because we found what we were looking for. So there's our common one, and it is the smallest. It's the smallest number that both 6 and 8 land on, and when we count by them. 6, 12, 18, 24. 8, 16, 24. So our least common multiple of 6 and 8 is 24. Go ahead and jump into practice and let me know if you have any questions.